time no see. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute, you guys. I have been traveling. Like, I have been traveling all over the place, and I just got back in last night. Actually, let me zoom in real quick because make sure y'all can see me. It's been a minute. Make sure y'all can see me. But I just got back in town, or got back home last night from InvestFest. It was my first time going to InvestFest, and I want to come and tell you guys all about my experience, how much it cost, what was my experience like, was it worth it, who was there, what did I learn from it, would I go again. All of that will be covered in this video, so stay tuned. Before we get started, if you don't know what InvestFest is, it is a conference that is set up by EYL, which is Earn Your Leisure. There's two guys that came up with the concept of InvestFest, and pretty much it's just a big conference on all about financial literacy, especially in the Black community. And they bring out a bunch of speakers, and they come and they just give us information on different topics when it comes to financial literacy, social media. They covered real estate, they covered investing, they covered stocks. What else did we cover? Something for everybody, which is a reason I really enjoyed it. But I'm gonna tell you guys more about what I enjoyed and what I did not enjoy later in the video. It was just a really good time, but again, it is pretty much a big conference that focuses on financial literacy, especially within the Black community. First thing we'll cover is, where does InvestFest take place and how much does it cost? So InvestFest does take place in Atlanta, Georgia. I do think that's like the perfect location. They have two different ticket types from what I remember. They have the general admission ticket, which is what I purchased, and then they have the VIP. The general admission is just what it is. It's just general admission. There's nothing special about it. There's no assigned seating. There's no like special events you get to go to, none of that. And that ticket, I think I paid $250 for my ticket. Now, they did run like different type of sales and specials, but I bought my ticket pretty early because this was my first year, so I didn't know to kind of wait it out and maybe get a discount. The VIP ticket, I think somebody said it was $1,500 for VIP tickets, and that gave you like VIP seating. I think they had like a VIP like certain area, like a lounge area they could go to. I think they had like a VIP night on Friday night for just VIPs, and that was like a special dinner and things like that. So I don't know all the perks because I didn't buy a VIP ticket, but those are the things that I was able to see while I was there for VIPs. They had like a certain line for getting in, which is way shorter than the general admission line, which I will talk about that in just a second. But now I want to get into the stuff that people kind of want to know, like, is it worth it? And so I'm going to break it up into pros, and I'm going to break it up into cons. So we'll start with the cons because I always like to end on a positive note. So the first con with InvestFest was the logistics of InvestFest. And when I say the logistics of InvestFest, there were 20,000 people at this conference, and there needed to be more organization, I should say, organization. There needed to be more organization in regards to, where do people go to check in? Where do you go to get in line? How long the line was to get in. If I can find the video I took on my phone, it started at 9, or the doors opened at 8, and then I think the Saturday the first speaker was at 9:30. And so we weren't going to be there because we had just gotten in Friday night. We were a little tired, so we knew we weren't going to make the 9:30 segment, but there was a 10:45 speaker that we wanted to see. So we got to the venue. We knew we needed to be early because we just knew that there was a lot of people that were going to be there. And so we got there probably about 9:30-ish. Nobody there really telling people like where to go. There was not much signage to tell you like what's going on. You're just in this really big venue, and there's just nobody there to kind of like greet you and tell you like what's going on. You kind of had to just figure it out based upon what other people were doing. And so that was just a little frustrating, not knowing what was going on. And then when you finally figured out what was going on, it was this super long line, you guys. You got to think 20,000 people. Yeah, some people are going to do VIP, but there's still going to be a good majority of people that are not doing VIP. And yeah, I'm going to show you guys the clip if I can find it. The line was for days. Like, you went down one hall and you're like, oh, that's the end of the line, not bad. But then like it turns, and then you get there and you're like, okay, that's, you know, it's long, but it's not that bad. And then it like turns again, and then it goes all the way back, and then you gotta like curve it because it comes all the way up. It was so long, you guys. Even like just watching the people's reactions when they came in was the funniest thing, because we all had the same reaction. We're like, dang, how long is this line? And then it's like it wasn't moving, and It was just a mess. It was a mess the first day. I will say the second day on Sunday, things did get better. So that kind of leads me into the second thing, which is the second con, which is the food. Now, not saying the food was bad, because honestly, we couldn't find it. So, so nothing against the people that were there or the local food truck vendors or anything like that. Not the quality. It was just a matter of, again, tying in with the organization or the logistics of the event. We could not find the local food truck vendors. So how I knew they had local food truck vendors there was all through Instagram that I figured out like yesterday. So long story short, I did not go get the food. My sister went and got the food both days because I sat and saved our seats. Everything was kind of like the seats are first come first serve. So if you get up, you lose your seat. So she went to go get food. I stayed put, and based upon what she told me is the way that they had it set up. The only thing she was able to find was like, there was like Papa John's, there was like Nathan's, and it was kind of like cafeteria style, she said. So how I know there were local food truck vendors is because I was on Instagram and I was just looking at like kind of what they were posting from the event, and there's a guy who does food reviews, and he was there and he was like, oh, part one of all the good food I had at InvestFest. So of course I'm like, what good food? Because we had some cold Papa John's pizzas that were not good. And the second day we ate the same thing. We ate pizza, which was way better. It wasn't Papa John's, but we had some pizza both days. So what good food are you referring to? So I watched the video, and you guys, there was a whole like parking lot full of food trucks. It was like 10 or 12 food trucks in the video. He was showing all this good chicken and waffles. He was showing like jerk chicken Philly cheesesteaks, chicken and fries, and gator bites and stuff. I'm like, bruh, we did not see this food. And I started reading the comments because I'm like, am I the only one that's thinking like we didn't see all this good food? And so I started reading the comments, and a lot of people were commenting that they did not see that either. So it had to be something again with the organization of the event. There was nothing there that was clear telling people where to go. So I don't hold it against them. Again, this is just a video of my experience and what I saw and would do better if I was in their shoes. But I don't hold it against them because this is only the third event, you guys. And just like any business that you may own or I may own, your third year in your business, you're still figuring out the kinks. I mean, you're still have any negative effect on my experience. The last thing I will say is a con is something that definitely has to be fixed by next year, because child, the sound on Saturday was horrible. I'm just gonna put it out there. The sound was not good at all. It was very echoey. It was hard to hear, to the point of where you're literally having to read people's lips. You're literally squinting, trying to figure out what they're saying. You know how you squint sometimes and maybe it makes things look better, or you're doing like, you know, you're really trying to focus in on what is being said. And that is how I felt. That's how my sister felt. I watched another girl on TikTok about her experience, and that's how she felt. So I know people were struggling to hear on Saturday. Like, I don't know what that was about. And I think because it's such a big venue, again, it's holding 20,000 people, it was very widespread. It was very like wide this way and wide this way, and I don't know, but for that big of a venue and that much money people are spending, the sound has got to be better. Again, Sunday was better than Saturday, but the sound has got to be better, because there was just so much good stuff that was being said that I'm sure I missed some of it because I couldn't hear or I couldn't understand what they were saying. So just going to lead me to the pros as to why I'm going back next year. One of the first pros of the event was that there was no negativity. And what I mean by that, you know, sometimes when a lot of people come together, there's fights or there's just a bunch of like negative energy, or people are like, it's just, it felt so positive to be in the room with everybody. Like even going and meeting the vendors, and even being in the women's bathroom, like we was talking to people. Like, such a good experience, especially when it's a bunch of other people who look like you coming together, and we just had a good time. Like, it was just no negativity. It was just such a good, like, pure Black excellence was in the room, and that is something that you don't get everywhere, especially without having the looks or the not speaking to each other. Like, it was none of that. Like, it was, people were speaking, people were encouraging, people were asking like, what do you do? It was just such a good feeling to be around other people that look like me, all driving for the same end result, all having the same mindset. It was really refreshing, and I really really enjoyed that. So into number 2 as a pro was the networking. Networking was amazing. It was 20,000 people, you guys. So of course I did not mingle with all of them. I didn't even do a half or a quarter or a third, but the few people that I was able to come in contact with, we exchanged information, exchanged business cards. It was a what do you do? Okay, well, if you ever need something, like, let me know type of situation. It was just so, again, tying into positive vibes. It just felt good. And I met other boutique owners. I met people who work in like media and real estate and all kinds of things, and just be able to share information and share advice with each other was such a positive, good feeling. I'm gonna express to you guys, it's something you just have to be in the building for. So the third and final pro that I'm gonna go over is, well, there's actually 2 more. I'll try to tie them in together. So the first one were the guest speakers. Now, you guys, they had some really good, phenomenal speakers at the event, all the way from Diddy. They had Robert F. Smith, which, if you don't know who he is the richest black man in America. He's like a billionaire. And then they had Diddy, him. They had Tabitha Brown was there. They had Nicole Lionel was there. Also had other people. If you're on social media a lot, you know, like 𝗙𝙗𝙗𝗪𝗏𝘁, I think is how you say his name. Milano was there. I follow a lot of fashion people, so they all stood out to me. They had Cam Newton was there. Alonzo Ball was there. Oh, Rich Paul was there. He was so good. I really enjoyed listening to him. Something for everybody, from sports to real estate. They had real estate brokers and stuff like that up there speaking. They had people from who were big in the stock industry. They were there speaking. Like, every aspect that you can think of from a financial standpoint, they had somebody there to kind of cover it. And that was really a really beautiful thing, to have so much, just to have the diversity of speakers there, so everybody could get something, regardless of what field you're in. You got something from these speakers. I took so many notes, you guys. I want to show you guys my notebook. I took so many notes of just things that I'm like, I need to know, honey. I need to know these things. They talked about AI. Content creators gave like these AI websites that'll like edit your YouTube videos for you. I was like, yes, baby, sign me up. But yes, it was just so much information, you guys. So much information. And it was just really good information. Like, these guest speakers really came and they gave what needed to be given. I'm going to throw in one more pro, because I really want you guys to get the full experience, is the vendors. So they're a huge vendor marketplace. It was so many vendors in there, and you guys, they came and they served, and everybody had their little like designs for their spot of their vendors. And it was just so good to see other black businesses out there and being able to support them. Now, I did go over budget and spend way too much money up in there. I got a little happy, but they had some really good stuff and just some really good people that were just promoting their business, and it felt good, because I'm like, dang, I could be in that position in a couple years. So pretty good to see like faces too. Like, Milana was there. She was there taking pictures and stuff. I think I put that in the intro. World Vision, if y'all follow them, they're pretty big. They were there. Actually, the guy, I bought these shorts from them. Yeah, I bought these shorts from them in a top. My top is dirty because I wore it in the airport yesterday. But one of the guys who owns it, he was actually the one who helped us. He was so cool and so nice. But yeah, just to see people there hustling and grinding and building their business and putting faces behind people's business and encouraging and things like that, it was just so refreshing, you guys. I enjoyed myself so much. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. So that is the pros and cons of it. Like I said, 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Will I be going next year? Of course, unless something comes up and I have to do something else. But right now, it is in my plan to go to InvestFest next year. So it's a great atmosphere. I'm so motivated. I'm so inspired to just get up and work. Again, I cannot wait for next year, guys. I do highly recommend you going. You can find out more information by going to the InvestFest. They have it on Instagram. But yeah, definitely check it out. I think it's a great event to go to, a great networking opportunity. You just never know who you'll meet or what's gonna come about from going to these type of events. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the event or want to know more about it, I'll put some links down below for you guys. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.